We are back with another episode of the 944 build. Today we're going to tackle two problems. One is, this is a seal for the sunroof. We're going to replace the seal that goes around it. I figured out that there's a leak when you put water on here, so we're going to replace the seal that's here. And we got some 3M weather stripping adhesive that we're going to use with that. We're also going to look under the hood and all the little foamy stuff that's under there that crumbles and flakes off. We're going to spray that with some of the Goo Gone and then scrape it with the plastic scraper. So let's tackle two of these problems and get this done. So this is the foamy stuff that is just crumbling away from under the hood. I've got those replacement pads, but in order to put the pads on, I've got to get all this little stuff off of here. And that's where the Goo Gone comes in. So we're going to take this tarp and we're going to put the tarp over the engine so that none of it gets in the engine bay. And then we're going to soak it with Goo Gone and then just scrape it with the plastic scraper and it should all come off. But before we do that, we are going to tackle this sunroof seal. So this seal that goes in between the sunroof and the body, this sunroof actually completely pulls out, comes right out of here, and this seal keeps it weather tight. And the seal is quite old and I guess it's cracking. So we're going to replace that, and we got our new seal here. We're going to get that done. So first thing to do that is we have to come inside the car. And we've got this clip here we need to undo. Oh, actually, it looks like this one's missing. I didn't realize that. And we've got this clip here, which is what it should look like. It just pops down and then releases. And we've got the same on the back. So there's one on the back and then there's another on the other side. We're going to get all these unclipped and pull the sunroof out and take a look at the seal. Looks like I lost the audio here, but this is the new seal that I'll be using, and this is the weather stripping adhesive. So we just kind of work it around here to test fit it, put it in place just as a test before we use any of the adhesive, and just kind of find out how long it needs to be when we do our final cuts on the end. And you can see here that I've kind of got it all laid in place. There's a little too much on the end here we're going to have to cut off, so we can just use our pliers and cut that end off there. But otherwise it looks good. We can go ahead and put it on. So you can see I got the seal on all the way around. I got a little too aggressive with the adhesive at some points here. At the beginning I started putting it inside the seal and then applying the seal. But at the end I applied it directly to the body and then put the seal on top. And in some places it oozed out, which shouldn't be too much of a problem, I don't think. But at the end here where I cut it, it looks like I didn't cut it straight up and down, I guess. I cut it on kind of an angle. And so I just put a bit of adhesive in between to seal it, which I think should be fine. I can reapply that adhesive if I need to. But that's the body portion put on there. I've seen online that you're supposed to put the sunroof back in to put some pressure on the seal. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that because with the extra adhesive oozing out, I'm worried if it might glue the two pieces together, but I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I've got my tarp laid out to catch everything, and I'm just going to spray it with the gel and let it sit. Let's see how that does. Now there's still the base layer, but I feel like that's where the Goo Gone's going to help out. Well, this is where we are at after half of a bottle of Goo Gone and about an hour or two of scraping. We've pretty much got this side down to the paint, and just a little bit left at the bottom. But I very much recommend putting the Goo Gone on and then leaving it for about an hour or two to soak in. I tried scraping it right away and it didn't really do much. It was really difficult. But then I left it on for an hour and it just kind of slid right off. So leave it on there and let it work and then come back to it later. I'm going to spray this side and let it sit for about 2 hours and then come back. So here is where we're at after a couple of days. So we've got all of the scrapings down here that came from the hood, and we pretty much got it down to the paint. So this side is really good. And then we move over here, and this side is pretty much good. So I think this is done for now for scraping. But we do have, it is still pretty shiny. We do have some Goo Gone still left on here. So what I'm going to do is, Goo Gone is oil-based, so I'm going to try using vinegar and water mix to cut it. This is acidic, so hopefully we can wipe that on and wipe off all the Goo Gone using that acid. And then after that, maybe just use some isopropyl alcohol and get it totally clean. So let's try and clean it up. So once you're ready here, just pull a bit of the backing off one portion of the foam and then kind of just stick that one piece onto the hood. Make sure you line it up where it needs to go. Don't pull all the backing off yet. And then once you've got just that one part lined up, kind of do a test fit on the rest of the foam just to make sure it all sits in place. And once you're ready to go and you're satisfied with how it all fits, you can pull the rest of the backing off and then just stick it all down. And here is the final result. You can see here that the sunroof sits flush, sits just like it did before. The seal seems to be good all the way around. I did put the sunroof back in just to provide pressure on the seal. I haven't taken it back out again yet, but it seems like it's going to do its job. Moving underneath the hood, it looks like this is done pretty well as well. The foam appears to be the same type of foam that came off of there. And it fits pretty well. It has the cutouts appropriate for the hood on the left side and the right side. A little bottle hole there as well. And it looks like it's all good. And now we got this job done. We need to move on to the next one. So check back when we do more projects on the 944 and more modifications to it in the future. If you like this video, consider subscribing and wait until we do more projects just like this on the 944 in the future.